From the New York Times, I'm Michael Mabaro, and this is the Schweekly. Unbeknownst to most Americans, the war in Ukraine is still happening. Today, I speak with Theresa Starman to explain why the war in Ukraine is still going on. It's Friday, March 18th. First of all, Theresa, I want to thank you for joining me on our new and exclusive live stream.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you don't take any offense to this, but I never really took you for an expert on the war in Ukraine.
Actually, Michael, the official term is the Russo-Ukrainian War. And by the way, no offense taken. Since I've become the best-selling author of my best-selling book, Zen and the Art of Shooting a Gay Man into the Sun, visit my website for more information. I've been given leeway by the general public to talk about various topics that would otherwise be outside of my expertise. By the way, Michael, are you all right? You don't look well.
Hmm? Oh, no, I'm fine. Just a little fender bender on the way here.
But you're bleeding.
It's all right. Let's get into it. So, Theresa, apparently the war in Ukraine is still happening. Why is that?
Well, as an astronomer, I know that most wars don't just end in 2 weeks. There is a lot that goes into resolving an international conflict, especially one as contentious as the one between Russia and Ukraine. One of the factors that has stalled any sort of peaceful resolution of this war is Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, being mercilessly cyberbullied on the internet. Since you've last talked about it on your show, the online harassment has only gotten worse. It's total carnage. There are even reports that, feeling pressured by the internet, Putin attempted to commit suicide. But many experts are saying it was just for attention.
What makes you say that?
A recording has surfaced of Vladimir Putin, presumably after having taken a fistful of pills, calling French President Emmanuel Macron.
Macron, baby? Why does everyone hate me?
Nobody hates you, Putin. They're just disappointed in you. You can't just invade another country. You know that. You're even giving China ideas now.
But Rebecca Sanders said I have a small penis, and everyone is retweeting her. Even Maya Rudolph is saying she's articulating the inarticulable about me.
Yes, but Putin, you have to understand. Saying that an irrational world leader has a small penis is just hack at this point. Like, can you really call yourself a comedian if you say something that's been said about Genghis Khan?
Regardless, a suicide attempt by Putin does not bode well when trying to get him to the negotiating table.
Why is that?
4 out of 5 psychologists agree that negotiating peace talks with someone under as much emotional distress as Putin is not only futile, but also probably dangerous. Just a few days ago, a group of Putin's closest advisors were talking to Putin about the reality of the situation in Ukraine. And let's just say that Putin did not respond well.
How so?
One of his advisors said something he didn't like, and, well... And the rest is history.
So, Theresa, regarding Ukraine, nowadays everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Ukraine. Why is that?
Well, Michael, The reason why motherfuckers act like they forgot about Ukraine is because of the numerous newsworthy events that came after the war began. The world has had a lot to contend with these past 2 weeks. Take, for instance, the story on which my book is based on. It has been 10 days since Iran tragically fastballed a gay man into the nearly perfect ball of hot plasma at the center of our solar system, and there's no sign of him stopping.
Oh, I remember that. Has there been any progress in reversing his course?
No. If anything, it seems that his ship has accelerated. He's now due to arrive at the sun 3 months earlier than originally estimated.
Oh my God.
And on top of that, the leak of the Supreme Court opinion stating that the court has voted to overturn Roe v. Wade further pulled the public's gaze from the Ukraine crisis.
Oh, right. I believe it is now confirmed that it has been overturned. Is that right?
That's right, Michael. And it fucking blows.
How so?
Well, the Supreme Court has found that the state's right to choose whether to ban abortion took precedence over the woman's right to choose whether to have one. And so, once Roe v. Wade was overturned, a number of trigger laws were put into effect, including the dispatching of road warriors to various state borders in order to prevent women from crossing state lines.
So tell me, I remember that story being overshadowed by another story in Texas.
Yeah, you're referring to the public's outrage that there was a 4,000th school shooting this month?
Exactly. Last we heard, the government seems to have assembled a response team known as the League of Good Guys. How's that been going?
The response to the League has actually been quite polarizing. The left argues that the League of Good Guys is not actually solving the gun problem, and a banning of assault rifles is the only solution. In response, politicians on the right just keep saying, "What about Chicago?" So we're at a bit of an impasse on that, especially since the latest development in which the League of Good Guys obliterated North Dakota.
Oh my God, I haven't even noticed.
Same. Since then, now that the U.S. has only 49 states, Puerto Rico has since refiled its application to become a state on the basis that 50 states is just too good of a number and that it would suck to have only 49.
Oh, wow. Does it look like it's going to pass?
It's looking like it, Michael. And to further show its dedication, Puerto Rico has even changed its name to North Dakota.
And how does South Dakota feel about that?
They're not happy, Michael. North Dakota and South Dakota have been together since 1889. South Dakotans don't feel like they're ready to jump into a new thing right now. Right now, they're just trying to focus on themselves and figure out who they are now that there's only one Dakota.
I feel like a part of me has died. I think South Dakotans need to take this time to heal before getting involved with another state.
That's so sad. Ugh. Nothing. So, what else is new?
Well, we shouldn't neglect to mention the Elon Musk Twitter deal and the raiding of the nine-tailed fox's vacation home that ensued shortly after.
Oh, we actually haven't covered the raid yet. Tell me more about that.
Well, Michael, it's been revealed that following his defeat at the hands of Sir Joseph Robinette Biden II, certified lifeguard and slayer of corn pop, the nine-tailed fox stole and stored a number of classified documents in his vacation home as memorabilia.
What? You can't do that.
Well, the nine-tailed fox did, and the nation is waiting to see if he will be charged in federal court. In the meantime, this raid has sparked a backlash against the FBI, particularly from the Rebel Libertarian Alliance.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I am all for investigating the crimes of former presidents, especially if they happen to be Barack Hussein Obama. But this time, it's different. It's not enough that Trump is in Twitter jail. But now, Darth Kamala is forcing him to watch as his vacation home is destroyed.
Oh, fuck.
Michael, what is going on?
Nothing. We must continue. I understand that there's been a development in the Great Resignation story?
In response to the discovery that the toxic spores from the Magna Renunciatum plant caused the sudden economic catastrophe, Congress has lifted many regulations that previously restricted big corporations from polluting the environment. The hope is that they are able to destroy the Magna Renunciatum plant and the ecosystem it thrives in.
And what ecosystem does the plant thrive in?
Nature. On the bright side, people are living their best lives. Statistically, the research is showing a steady decline in mental health issues across the country now that people are telling their boss to F off.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, I feel like we got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, we did go off on a little tangent. What were we talking about again?
You mentioned that the overturning of Roe v. Wade was overshadowed by the 4,000th school shooting thing?
Yeah, but before that was the Iranian gay man getting heaved towards the white-hot fiery gaze of the Almighty.
And before that was...
Ukraine.
Yes! Ugh!
That's it. What is going on, Michael?
It's nothing. Just donos.
Donos?
They're donations from the audience that we're streaming to on OnlyFans right now. Donations that send a signal to the vibrator that I have in my butt.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
Just keep going. This is good content. Ugh. Easy. So, Theresa, are there any efforts being made by NATO or the European Union to stop the war in Ukraine?
Well, Michael, with someone as emotionally volatile as Putin, there isn't much that can be done to convince him to stop the invasion. Putin is playing this game where any sudden movement that any country makes might cause him to destroy everything that anyone has ever known and loved. Putin right now would rather destroy all life on Earth with all its people and their hopes and dreams than to admit he was wrong. That's why Macron has suggested to the world powers that we should maybe appease Putin by giving him some Ukrainian territories. Macron believes that this is the only way for Putin to feel like he won something.
How does Ukraine feel about that?
They haven't really been told about that yet. But I'm sure they'll hear about it one way or another. President Macron has said that Russia must not be humiliated in Ukraine, even if that means giving up the thing we love most, Ukraine. That's it. You know what, Michael? I'm leaving. You are sick, Michael. You are a sick man.
Oh, God. What have I done? It's over. It's all over. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. to die, to sleep. To sleep, perchance, to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes? When he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin, who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment, with this regard, their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Seriously, stop it, guys. I've got to do something. Because this is not working.
Where are you going, Michael?
I'm going to write a song.
And coming in on my window, and I can see it all. I be about it, hanging away, and pictures on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad. A cheese on board a hungry wine, and I don't head a home, and on my head, not on my window, but I can see it all. I be about it, hanging away, and pictures on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad.
Dear Jim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. I sent 2 letters back in autumn. You must have not have got them. There probably was a problem at the post office or something. Sometimes I scribble addresses too sloppy when I jot them. But anyways, fuck it. What's been up, man? How's your daughter? My girlfriend's pregnant too. I'm about to be a father. If I have a daughter, guess what I'ma call her? I'ma name her Jamarthany. I hate that I'm asking about money too, I'm sorry. It's just that the show ain't doing well like it's supposed to. I know you probably hear this every day, but I could be your best newsman. I think shit just got less engaging without the Cheeto Man. But I got a room full of new stories and new ideas, man. I even got a bunch of new guests too. That shit was fat. Anyways, I hope you get this, man. Hit me back. Just a chat. Truly yours. I've got a plan. The Newsman.
And you're not man home on my window, but I can see it all. Keep out it, but thought it, hold it away, and the pictures on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad.
Dear Jim, you still ain't called a road. I hope you have a chance. I ain't mad. I just think it's fucked up you ain't answer your newsman. If you didn't want to talk to me outside the conference, you didn't have to. But you could have written a check for me and my crew. I needed that for my show, man. It's almost 6 years old. We needed the support from the show from you for 4 hours and you just said no. That's pretty shitty, man. You own the fucking studio. We want the show to continue. It can't go on without you. I ain't mad though. I just don't like being lied to. Remember when we met that November? You said if I talk about Trump, you would have our back. See, I'm just like you in a way. I never knew my father neither. He always used to cheat on my mom and beat her. So ever since that fateful day came along, our news had to change because there was no more Trump we could shit on. But I don't really got shit else and that shit helps when I'm depressed. I even cry thinking about reading the news from the press. Sometimes I even cut myself to see how much it bleeds. It's like adrenaline. The pain is just a sudden rush for me. See, everything you say is real and I respect you because you tell it. My girlfriend's jealous because I talk about you 24/7. But she don't know you like I know you, Jim. No one does. She don't know what it was like for people like us coming up. You gotta call me, man. I'll be the best newsman you'll ever lose. Sincerely yours, the newsman. P.S. We should be together too.
My tears gone cold, I'm wondering why. I got up the morning clouds up in my window, and I can't see it all. And if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture for what it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Dear Mr. I'm Too Good to Call or Write My Newsman, this will be the last package I ever send your ass. It's been 6 months and still no word. I don't deserve it. I know you got my last 2 letters. I wrote the addresses on them perfect. So this is my live stream I'm sending you. I hope you hear it. I'm in the car right now. I'm doing 90 on the freeway. Hey Jim, I sat on a thick-ass butt plug. Dare me to drive? You know that song by Phil Collins, In the Air of the Night, about the guy that who could have saved the other guy from drowning, but didn't, and then Phil saw it all? Then at a show he found him? That's kinda how this is. You could have rescued me from drowning. Now it's too late. I'm on 1,000 jizz pills now. I'm jizzing. And all I wanted was a lousy letter or a call. I hope you know I ripped all your pictures off the wall. I loved you, Jim. We could have been together. Think about it. You ruined it now. I hope you can't sleep and you dream about it. And when you dream, I hope you can't sleep and you scream about it. I hope your conscience eats at you and you can't breathe without me. See, Jim? Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm trying to talk. Hey, Jim, that's my donos blasting in my trunk. Those are donations, you old dinosaur fuck. See, I don't need you, because I have an OnlyFans, an asshole, and a lot of lube. Well, gotta go. I'm almost at the studio now. Oh, shit, I forgot. How am I supposed to pull this shit out?
My tears gone cold, I'm wondering why. I got up and the morning clouds up in my window, and I can't see it all. And if I could, it'll all be great. But your picture for what it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Here's what else you need to know today. Late on Thursday, Elon Musk's $44 billion deal to take over Twitter officially closed. Elon Musk has been extremely efficient and aggressive in his takeover, firing top executives and employees throughout the company, while outlining his goals for the social media platform. Although Musk has not made any other formal announcements, Twitter users all over are wondering whether Musk will follow through on the statement made last week about releasing Donald Trump from Twitter jail. The Schweekly was created and produced by Christian Espinal Poopy. Today's episode was voiced by Christian Espinal, Krista Komondor, Brendan Puff, and Poopy Rubin. Our theme music is by Rusty Mac. That's it for the show. I'm see you next.